Hey, what is up? I'm Zaf, and hey, if you're a new player or someone who wants to get into Kingdom of Heroes, great, because today we are going to be talking about who to pick on your free 5-star selector. This is the one that you get at the very start of the game, where it has all the red, green, and blue 5 stars, and since the decision you make for this one will significantly affect your progress, let's discuss who the better picks are. Let's start off with the best one you can possibly get, and that is Ingway. Ingway is a very well-rounded hero that can carry you throughout early game until end game. He is very useful for story, dungeons, raids, tower, and even PvP. He can definitely solo a lot of PvE contents as long as he has enough turns, and you just get so much value in one hero. Ingway's first skill is an area of effect around him which can not just taunt but will also transfer debuffs from him to the enemies around him. This makes him kinda immune to debuffs, but indirectly because you would still need to pass the enemy's resistance to be able to transfer the debuffs that's on him. Note that this does not work for crowd control like stun or provoke, so in a way crowd control is Ingway's primary weakness. Oh, and I almost forgot, this attack also deals more damage the higher his max HP, so the tankier he is, the harder he hits. Ingway's second skill is an extremely big area of effect that can make enemies unhealable. This also reduces the cooldown for every enemy hit and at the same time give a chance to get continuous healing. This makes him really great for clearing waves while at the same time providing him with sustain. Ingway's third skill is a passive that provides him with a chance to counterattack and gives him increased accuracy. Both of these work really well for him because counterattack will use skill 1 and accuracy is very much needed for him to land and transfer debuffs. However, do note that he will only counterattack melee attacks, so range attackers are one of his weakness. Ingway's fourth skill is another passive that provides him with even more healing. This gives him the ability to heal a percentage of his lost health, and if brought to a critical situation, this will additionally give him a defense buff. This makes him really tanky and allows him to keep himself healthy as long as he doesn't get one-shot. However, this passive is disabled if he has a debuff on him, which is why it's very important that he transfers debuffs with his first skill. Again, since crowd controls can't be transferred, stuns and provokes will prevent him from activating this passive. And now that I've shown you all of his skills, let's quickly list his pros and cons. He is extremely tanky while still being able to deal damage. Can't transfer debuffs except for crowd controls, which makes him kinda immune to debuffs. Is extremely good for PvE and can solo farm stages, which will help you get more 6 stars. And this honestly is, I think, the best reason to pick him. Can solo farm last floor of Fafnir Dungeon, which is the main dungeon where you're gonna spend a lot of time farming runes. He performs really well in PvP as well and can definitely clutch in a lot of situations. And lastly, he is relevant for most of the game's content, so you have a very solid hero from start to finish. He gets really disabled by crowd control, has a hard time with range attackers because he can't use his counterattack, and honestly, that's it. And now that we're done with Ingway, let's go to the other good picks from the selector. This is in case you already got Ingway from rerolling, or if for some reason you just don't want to get Ingway. Esperanza is definitely one of the strongest characters in the game. Not only does she hit hard, but she can also be built super fast. She's very easy to build due to having innately high critical chance and also has a buff that can increase your entire team's movement range. At the moment, she is very highly used in PvP. Morgan is an amazing area of effect damage dealer that has multiple debuffs on her kit. She can cause sleep, defense break, continuous damage, and can increase your enemy's cooldowns. Her 2 skills are also a guaranteed crit if it doesn't glance, which makes her very easy to rune. She can also reduce her own cooldowns, grant herself a shield, and increase her speed. She just does so many things, which is why I think she is just really good. She's actually personally one of my favorite characters in the game. At the moment, she is also used in PvP, just not as much as Esperanza. Vivian is probably the best healer in the game. This is because she has a really strong support skill set with tons of healing, cleansing, and both defense and immunity buff. She can cycle her heal really well when timed with her passive, and she can keep your team alive really well. And to sprinkle her amazing kit, she also has a glancing hit debuff. Currently, she is used in arena especially on teams that are built tanky, and I personally just don't like going against her because I find her very annoying to deal with. Jahra is honestly just okay level by herself, but since everyone gets a free Freya, this increases her value a lot more. Her primary role is for her to extend Freya's invincibility buff, which will help you clear a lot of things in the game, including PvP. I personally avoid teams with Jahra and Freya because it's just way too strong, especially now that there's still no easy way to remove buffs. Jahra is amazing when you pair her with someone else, but otherwise, she is just okay. Personally, I will just go with Ingway because he will make your life easier and he is very much worth every investment you put on him. If you did already get him from rerolling, then pick someone you like among the 4 that I have mentioned and I can guarantee you that you will be good. Anyways, that is all I have for this video. I definitely hope you found this helpful, and if it did, please help me out by giving this a like and maybe consider subscribing because I make Kingdom of Heroes videos every week. And I am out. Goodbye.